It's Crazy Toy World with Steve Savino.
You put it together.
Light bulb not included.
Action figures each sold separately. Some assembly required.
Comes with everything you see here.
Free with 5 proofs of purchase.
Batteries not included.
Details on specially marked packages at participating stores.
You can collect them all.
Hey folks, again today, I'm back on the road. You never know where I'm going to be next, and today I'm in Feelin, New Jersey, the home of the famous Nabisco Cookie Factory. And I'm not too far from there, so man, I'm smelling cookies right now. And now I'm here with my good old friend, Paulie. Say hello, Paul, to all these fans out there.
Hey everybody, what's going on?
Tell me about yourself a little bit, about how me and you first met.
Well, I remember meeting you at the old K&S collectible shows.
Oh, yeah, going back. That was the Super Mega shows.
Super Mega. I think it was just the Mega Show when we started, you know.
Was the Mega Show? Okay.
Yeah. And I was working with you and Ken, and I remember driving a lot of celebrities around.
And then you were our MC for the day, too.
And actually, I started DJing. I have a DJ business, and I started DJing the Mega Show. I think it was one of your first shows you were doing at the PAL Parsippany.
It was toy. That's right. It was toy and wrestling at the time.
Yes, that's right.
We had the Nasty Boys there. We had Marty Jannetty.
Yes,
these are all from the WWF at that time.
Yes,
before they changed their name to WWE.
And that was my first exposure to the collectible shows, and and then I stayed on board for a couple of years there. We did quite a few shows. And,
we were going around. Yeah, we were bouncing around. We were back in Newark, and then we were back to Secaucus. We go back and forth, me and Kenny. We were like, and then the Expo Center. At the Meadowlands. It went super for like, how many years? We're going like 15 years doing this show.
Yeah. We did a lot of shows, a lot of guests. I have a celebrity autograph collection that most people would die for, I guess. And
you even hanged out with Frank Gorshin, the late Frank Gorshin.
I hung out with a lot of people that aren't around. Yeah, you're right. Frank Gorshin. I met him at Newark at the Sheridan. We had him.
Yeah, and he met his ex-wife there.
Yeah, and that was before
Haji.
Haji was there.
Yeah.
And in fact, when I first met Frank, he wasn't too happy because he was kind of in a slump there, and it wasn't long after that he landed that George Burns gig on Broadway, and he got back on top.
The Sunshine Boys.
Yeah, and then he came back up into Framingham show, and he was a smash hit up there.
Yeah.
And then he had passed away right after that.
The best was he was always a Vegas act. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't get his act together? Come on. The man was like, it was a sellout in Vegas back in the 70s. Even when he was on Batman back in 1966, he was doing his comedy act. That's where they found him,
Yeah. So it was good to see him come back strong and get back on top again. So I did get to, and I spent some time with him because I remember he had to get back to a show, and I had to get him to a train.
And you also picked up Adam West and Burt Ward, I think. Right?
Oh, plenty, a couple times. I was very fortunate to spend time with a lot of the stars. Another one, a great one that's gone, was David Carradine. I spent a lot of time with David. In the city. I took him to a few interviews we did. One of the New Jersey networks was shooting over at the New Yorker Hotel. I took him over there, and then we had to take him over to Channel 2 for the there might have been Super Mega Show by that time.
Super Mega Show, okay.
And David was a great guy. He was just a wonderful person to spend time with. It was just an experience. That's the only way I can explain it.
He was very calm when he was with us.
But very, very dynamic.
Played his flute very good,
Yeah,
that was him. That was him on Kung Fu playing, his flute.
Yeah.
And he was playing at the show.
Yeah, well, he comes from a long line of talented people.
Yeah, the Carradine family goes back to his father, John Carradine.
Yeah, but he was a great storyteller. I mean, I could just drive with him in the car for hours and hours, and
he told us good stories about being on the set, and he always was barefooted. Yeah, everybody was, how come you don't wear shoes? And he was like, no, I just like coming in this is like a working day for him. Barefooted. Yeah.
So those were the guys that aren't with us anymore. But there's still a lot. So, oh my God, the list goes on and on. How many different people came through the doors of the old K&S shows, and they continue. Kenny still has the show going, the Super Mega Show.
In fact, I have to do a quick plug here. It's going to be another Toy Hunter reunion up there. Myself and Jordan, and we're going to even meet the immortal Hulk Hogan. And this is at the Sheraton Framingham Hotel. So get ready, folks, November 22nd, 23rd, 2014. And it's the Super Mega Fest. And this is what's going to be going on up there. We have major guests up there. I'm looking at the card now. You got Mickey Dolenz, Lee Majors. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at myself. I'm on the flyer. It's good. And Jordan. And, hey, just get up there. Tickets are selling fast. And, don't forget this, brother, the immortal Hulk Hogan will be there. Wow. I can't believe Hogan's is right outside the door here. It's really good. Wow, this is really funny.
And listen, if you've never been to a show, or if you've been to a show, this is one not to miss. It's a beautiful hotel. Kenny and the guys put on a great show up there, and I'm sure a good time will be had by all. Something going on all weekend, So Kenny's. There's always a surprise.
Yeah, and we're also doing something Saturday night. I don't know if we're judging the cosplay. I don't know what we're doing Friday night. I think we're doing something. We're going to open up for Rich Voss, the comedian. Maybe he'll tear me apart, telling me how funny I look. Who knows? But you never know who is going to be coming up there and who you're going to meet. And plus, you are fans. Last at New York Comic Con, I just want to special thank you to all the fans that came out from Europe to see us. It was just an incredible weekend. It was 4 days of craziness there. And I just want to say thanks to all. And remember, again, the holidays are coming up, and you need gifts. Get out to Hollywood Hero Galleries and 7 Bergen Street, Westwood, New Jersey. Get there before Christmas. The holidays are coming up. HollywoodHeroesGalleries.com. Go visit us on Friday and Saturday. You never know who you're going to see in there, and other celebrities pop in because Jordan knows other hosts from Travel Channel. So they always pop in and say hello. So anything from Friday to Saturday, 12 o'clock until 6. We're only open 2 days a week because I'm taking them around different states looking for more toys for everybody to buy. And now, let's get back to you, Paul. And you are a celebrity guest because you were on the Toy Hunter show.
Yeah, that's right. I kind of wound up on the cutting room floor there.
It doesn't matter. I found your little part that they did edit out due to time, because I guess at the end, Jordan had to produce a couple items, and so they probably said, okay, let's squeeze the front part out. And no, but I have that was a great part,
Well, if you remember, what I brought in wasn't actually toys either, so that may have.
No, but we had to do that was our rock and roll episode.
That's right.
Because that involves me playing the drums, and you are still in the band, called Zen Rock. So me and you still go out and occasionally play.
Yeah, it's been a little while, but yeah, we've done quite a few gigs also together. Yeah, we spent a lot of time together, not only on the shows but playing our music out there. And I'm a big Beatle fan, and I guess that's how it wound up tying into the episode. You told me you were shooting something involving Beatle things, and I said I had something that might be right up your alley.
Well, I needed some stuff so I can bring down to the Hard Rock Cafe vault.
Oh, that's what you were
doing.
Okay.
Down in Florida. Right. So, what was it like being on the set with us?
Oh, it was great. In fact, I think I did the first shoot in the new store. Or one of the first ones.
Yeah, close. There was a bunch of different shoots in there.
I remember we're still setting up displays the day I got there.
Well, they have to do that. They have to change around so we can get the best shot.
But it was a nice experience. It's like I've seen stuff done. I've been to filming of different shows and stuff, but I was never part of one. Or never the focus. So it was a great experience. I had a good time. And it was like the crew was fantastic. Everybody was just so nice, and it was a really positive experience. I totally enjoyed it, And I'm glad that at least it made the Travel Channel
uncut scenes.
The cut scenes category, which was okay because I got to post it up on my YouTube page, which was or my Facebook page, which was fun. So my friends did get to see it, the ones that wanted to. So
going back to those autographs, where did you obtain them from?
Well, the two I actually got back at at K&S shows. Pete Best had been a guest a few times, and I got to know Pete. I got to spend time with him and his brother.
Rogue Best,
yeah. He's a real character. His brother, that's for sure. But Pete's just a great guy, and he's just one of the guys.
And you had a Tony Sheridan signed photo.
Yeah, and that was a rare experience. If you remember that day, I think we were at the Sheridan out at Newark Airport when Tony came, and
you're right.
Tony was in and out of the show. There wasn't a lot of autographs signed that day, but
he was kind of a little bit of strange. He didn't understand what his deal was for that convention. He thought he was just coming out and playing for the Saturday night party.
Well, that's what makes that autograph a lot more valuable.
Plus, he passed away now.
Now he's passed. But at the time, even he wasn't known for coming out and signing, and I just happened to be at the right time at the right spot, and so I had that autograph. So I knew that those two were authentic, because I was right there when.
Then you had the John Lennon signed Rock and Roll album.
Yeah, well, that came along later, but those other two, although I knew that they were real, I needed authentication, to be authenticated, and that's why I brought them into you. But a couple months prior to that, I was out at a garage sale and I was looking at some stuff, and I got to talking with the woman, and she mentioned something. We started talking about the Beatles, and she mentioned she had some autographs that she really wasn't sure if they were real or not, and I had her go get them, and I wound up buying those along with a few other things, but on the premise that they weren't real, because she wasn't sure, and she really didn't seem to care too much. But she had told me, she was in possession of these. So, we made a deal. They didn't really cost me that much. It was bundled in with some other stuff. And I figured, when I talked to you, this would be the perfect time to put the package together, Had they all been authentic, it would have been a home run, It was like the holy grail of autographs.
It was amazing going into the Hard Rock Cafe vault down in Florida. Nobody goes in there. We were so impressed with that Jim opened up the vault for it. It is like a vault. It's like you open up, that bolt comes off. It looks like you're in a bank.
Oh yeah.
And once you go in there, it is packed with this is what it's all about. All the rock and roll memorabilia from all your artists, it is stored in there. And then it goes back out to all the different Hard Rock Cafe restaurants. So the guy, Jim, he knows every piece. It's all computerized. It's all numbered, labeled. We saw Keith Richards, full outfit from 1968. You have Beatles. The best is when we're going over the Beatle autographs, he was pulling out letters signed by John. And then there was a personal one from Cynthia. And this always gets me because it's, Cynthia is writing to him saying, John, I hope you come home soon. Julian misses you. And it just was touched because here I am. I'm holding it. I'm like, here's Cynthia Lennon. And then, then John's response was another letter going back, like maybe a couple of weeks later. And they obtained that letter. And he says, love, I'll be home soon. Or, he's like, I miss you. Tell Julian, I love him. And it was just touching. But then you have checks. So we're trying to figure out, everybody's signature changes. Ringo's star, at the end, he was always putting a star. But back in the 60s, he didn't. So did that have the star on the drum head? Did you remember? I forget.
I don't remember now. I'd have to go.
So we were puzzled, and it was up to him to give us the final, valuation and saying, these were good. Pete Best was good. Tony Sheridan was good, and then the others were dubious, as what he says.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I took a shot, and that's the way things go in this business sometimes.
Again, if that value was there, if they were real, you talk about $10,000.
Oh yeah, that's why I said that would have been.
Because you had George Harrison on there.
Yeah, that would have been a home run too. But
and John, John,
But hey, at least I have the two good ones. So
now me and you go back playing together in Zen Rock. And I'm the drummer, and you're one of the best guitar players that has been playing.
I don't know about the best.
You do a lot of good Beatles songs. Come on.
Well, we had a lot of fun. I've been a Beatles fan, so I grew up on the Beatles. So playing their songs is nothing for me. I know half of them by heart, and the other ones I have the music for.
Have you seen any of the Beatles in concert back in the day?
Oh yeah. I've seen Paul quite a few times. I was fortunate. The first time I saw him was with Wings back. It had to be around 1978 or so. Over in the it was the Byrne Arena back then.
Wow.
Now it's the Izod Center. But back then I saw him in Wings in the Byrne Arena. Then I saw Paul come back just as Paul McCartney sometime after that, and I saw him at Giant Stadium. I saw him over at Citi Field. So I've seen Paul a few times.
How about Ringo?
I always wanted to see Ringo. A few times I tried and I couldn't get tickets, and he was just around this past summer, and I just didn't have the opportunity to go. But yeah, I like to catch a Ringo show while he's still touring, and I know he'll be touring because he's a diehard rocker. He's not going anywhere. He likes to play. That's what he does. That's his life, and and plus he's got a great band with him. That all-star band is a fabulous lineup. He's got Peter Frampton in there, and
who's playing the drums now?
I don't know.
I know he gets up there and play, but last time he had Sheila E.
Oh yeah. He's always bringing in somebody
His
new.
son Zach, he plays for the Who now.
And I think he's had Klaus Vormann in there a couple times, who's another great musician from the old British Invasion. There's so many of those guys still around and everything. Yeah. So I kind of missed the band. We've gotten since we disbanded. You and I have gotten together with my bass player friend Bill. And
we did a couple of rock jams.
Yeah. We did a couple of rock jams. I think we did a benefit. So that's always a possibility. But my regular work schedule has just been kind of crazy lately. But that's been an ongoing thing my whole life. Just a little music, a little work, a little music, a little work. So
people in town, they still want to hear us. Come out again.
Yeah, so we're due for a little music soon.
Like a reunion again, almost like a Zen Rock reunion.
I was thinking about that. We just got to pick up a guitar player somewhere, but I know there's a lot of good guitar players out there.
Call Greg.
Yeah.
He may come down just for the one-nighter.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. We'll do a reunion night. We can call Jimmy up and.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you have his number.
Jukebox Jim.
Jukebox Jim.
Yeah, we'll send him a shout out here from the show.
Going back, everybody grew up with records. Are you still into records or CDs?
Well, I really love the records, but it's I kind of like gave my record collection away, and I don't think I'm going to start with a new one. So I'm a CD guy for right now. Everything. Even with my DJ business, everything's digital. It's less you have to carry, and it's excellent sound quality. There's nothing wrong with the new stuff. My preference, if I had the space and the equipment. Yeah, I'd love to go to vinyl, but I still have a few friends who, if I really want to hear something, I can always go over to their house and throw something on their turntable and still get a taste of the old school.
People don't even know what a turntable is.
Yeah. I was just talking to my girlfriend the other day, and we were cleaning out her garage, and something reminded me of I saw a show a couple weeks back, and they had these kindergarten kids, and they gave them a Sony Walkman, the old cassette players, and And the kids didn't know what they were. They just looked at it and they were amazed. They were asking them, well, so what do you think that is? And they had no clue at all. So yeah, we've come a long way. Hey, just like back in 2002, I was just talking to somebody. I didn't even have a cell phone, and that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it took me a while to get a cell phone. My wife, what really pissed her off is I went somewhere, and again, I was out for like a couple hours. She was like really pissed off at me. She's like, and because that next day, yeah, she goes, I'm getting you a phone now because you didn't even call me. I'm just like, well, there's really no place to call anymore. Those public phones are gone. And I said, and so she got really mad, and she's like, we're going out. So we went to T-Mobile, and as you see, I got my T-Mobile here.
Yeah, well, they were always coming out with new collectibles, though, because they just came out with a new collectible Beatle collection on vinyl.
It is. Yeah, I was just at the mall.
The Beatles mono
collection. They're remastered, and they're at $27.99.
Yep. So, the old is new again.
And the needles are going for $25. I was looking at them. Just a little needle. I'm like, wow. And the systems are going for anywhere between $250 and up on turntables now.
Yeah.
So again, records are back again.
There we go. What goes around comes around.
All right, getting back to the autographs that you've been collecting for a while since me and Kenny doing the shows. What's your best one so far? Because I lost track.
Oh, you know what, Steve? I have so many great autographs. I have I think I have the entire Batman crew. I have Adam West, Burt Ward, I have Frank Gorshin, and then all the Catwomen that we had at the shows. Yeah. Julie Newmar. She was great. I spent a lot of time hanging out with her and Adam. In between signings at the shows, and Julie's always a lot of laughs. That's for sure. And then we had Yvonne Craig and Lee Merriweather, and I might miss some here.
The list goes on, but what's your best one that you say, man, this was like, I can't believe I met him or her? Who?
Oh, gee, that's so hard. I really liked Donna Douglas, from the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, she was nice. Yeah,
when I was a kid, she was like the most beautiful woman I ever saw on TV. And when I met her, some time had passed. She's a little older now, but she's still a beautiful woman, and she could still whistle too.
They're old.
But
beautiful girls. Yvonne Craig. And Linda Harrison, come on.
And then then the Star Wars guys, Anthony Daniels, Kenny Baker, Kenny, he's a one man show himself.
We used to go out to dinner with him after the convention.
I know.
He'd be telling us good stories. And
the funny thing about Kenny is every time you turn around, somebody's picking him up.
He's sitting on your lap.
People love to pick him up, and they on your lap. They put him up on shelves.
I don't think he's in this next movie coming up. I think he's kind of a little bit sick. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's getting up there in age, too.
I'll tell you what. The last time we had him out, and this is going back, he wasn't feeling good then. His wife was with him and says he just barely can make it to get into the airport, and get back on a plane. So I think now, and that's going back now.
Yeah. But then again, I'm a rock and roll guy, and we had some really good, musical guests. So
say if you were in somewhere, you wanted your autograph, some rock guy.
One of the best autographs I have is the late Ray Manzarek.
I forgot about. Oh yeah, right.
And so that would be top shelf on
great guy
on the list for sure.
Another great story is talking about Jim Hendrix, and then you got Peter Tork.
Yeah.
And the best was about those guys. They all lived around each other back then, back in the 60s, and everybody was having parties, and Mickey Dolenz and the Beatles actually met. Like the Beach, they all hanged out. Brian Wilson had the big parties. So everybody was going over to Brian's house partying, and you know what they were doing.
Yeah, but you guys always had good musical guests there too.
Yeah, Ray played, Peter Tork played. It was just the list goes on.
Yeah, Peter. And then Mickey Dolenz is always at the show.
Oh yeah,
that's one. And plus, and then we had the wrestlers on top of that. We didn't even touch on the wrestlers, to talk about people that passed. Just recently, the late Ox Baker.
Yes. Ox was a very good friend to my family.
Yeah, he was just a wonderful guy, and I remember the first time I met him, he was yelling at me. And I was like, why is this guy yelling at me?
That's wrestling. It wasn't wrestling. He goes, wrestling. When I get in the ring and wrestle.
And then I found out he yelled at everybody. In fact, all he did was yell all weekend long.
He loved it. He loved the show. His shtick was great. Doug was a great guy. He gave you everything at a show. When you wanted him to do a convention, he was the life of the party. He got everybody going. He was getting, he riled everybody up. He riled you up. You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got riled up a few times. When I was emceeing the shows, I always had to keep my eye out for the wrestlers. I wish I had
a tape that one shtick they were doing between, it was Ox Baker, Manny Fernandez, Abdul the Butcher. They were going off. Me and Kenny
Somebody
are busy.
has a tape of that somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
I want it. Because that was a great stick. Everybody was laughing. It was just
that was in the hotel.
That was in the Holiday Inn.
In the hallway.
Yeah.
And Ox used to just like hold people
everything was
down.
Beauty and the Beast. Like if a beautiful girl came, he goes, "Come on, honey, sit next to the Beast."
Yeah.
He always liked that.
Those were the beginning days. We had a lot of fun. We we had all the top wrestlers of the day back then. Like we had Edge, we had Kane.
Yeah, you had Gangrel. You had
oh my God, I remember
Val Venus, Al Snow. You had all the top guys that were coming out of the WWF or E at the
Owen
time.
Hart,
Yeah,
Owen Hart.
Yeah, sure.
Another big name.
Pure champion.
And the ladies of wrestling too. We had
Sherry Martel, Missy Hyatt.
You
had Deborah that was married to Steve Austin at the time.
You never know what was going to happen with those girls around. You know? And we had even Sensational Sherry.
Yes,
like some of the original.
Going back. You had Dawn Marie.
Jasmine.
We had ECW people too.
Yeah. So that was one of the
and a lot of guys who passed away too. Bam Bigelow.
The most fun things about that show was how diversified it was. You had everything from movie stars to famous comic book.
Yeah, you would never know where me and Kenny were going to come up with these guests.
Yeah.
1 week
there was always
to the
a surprise.
Show, all of a sudden, boom! This guest is coming in. I'd be like, "You kidding me?" Like now we didn't have time to promote it, and then people would call up and say, "I'm coming in." I just saw another guy that very good this weekend. Virgil from the WWF.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I remember
Virgil.
He was always Virgil was always looking for the spotlight. That's for sure, and always looking for a match too.
Yeah, this weekend at Chiller, I was hanging out with Greg the Hammer and Brutus Beefcake. And again, with Andrew Anderson, he's a good buddy of mine.
Hey, and don't forget all the lovely ladies too, from Playboy and other things. We had Tracy Lords and Janet Lupo.
Well, I consider her an actress now.
Well, she's an actress now. Yeah. Okay. Well, a lot of them did actressing and modeling. Yeah. I consider them modelings, but
okay. Janet Lupo. Paulina Antonucci.
Oh yeah.
I forget we had like other Playboy playmates too,
and all class women. Class all the way. Always had a great show. So.
And we forgot one wrestler too that was always nice to us, George the Animal Steel, and he liked you.
Oh, George used to call me at my house, and he'd want me to sell his new. I don't know. It was like an Herbalife type product he had
something
going
to clean
on
your
there.
colon, right?
Yeah. I remember the first time we picked him up at the airport.
He just had
he wanted to know if we wanted to see pictures of his colon.
How clean it was.
Said,
after
I think we'll pass on that, George. But he showed us anyway. They were taken by.
That was.
They were taken by his
doctor. We were just going out to dinner after, and he's showing us his pictures.
He was a character, and he was always calling my house trying to get me to come down to these meetings where they would try to get you to be a distributor, and I went one night. I went as his guest, and he's just a great guy, regular, down to earth. Everybody thinks these guys are millionaires, but like a lot of those old time wrestlers went through a lot of stuff, and they earned every dollar they got. And George just keeps going on, so.
He's still with them in some way, like he still has connections in the office.
I can't see him stopping at all. But he doesn't call my house anymore, so.
No, he's still with, he's still contracted out. People still see him. I don't know if Kenny, is going to get him, out there soon. Usually Sergeant Slaughter, he's still out there. Honky Tonk Man, they're still out there doing shows.
Oh, yeah. They still have a fan base, man.
Virgil's still doing. Ted DiBiase just came to New York Comic Con. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Wow. And Sarge was there again too,
and so the list goes on and on and on.
The fans are so much fun to watch these guys because we all grew up with them, and now you just want to go, shake their hand or even buy an autograph.
Well, I hope maybe I'll get a chance to go up to this mega show where you guys are going to be and pop in and pay a visit. We'll see what happens. Again, this is going to be another crazy show because this is going to be the first time me and Jordan are going to be in the Boston area. Plus Hogan. So you're going to have Toy Hunter Maniacs. I might come up just for that.
Hope Maniacs all going wild up there. What's he going to do when Jordan and I go wild on him? So you don't know, folks out there. Again, it was great talking to you. We had a good time. Yeah, I'm glad you came over. Thanks so much. And it was great to be on another show here. Again, I hear my music again playing in the background. Man, I'm starting to dance. Paul started to dance. We're starting to twist and shout here. Again, thanks, folks. And I'll be back again soon. Take care now. Bye.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time at Crazy Toy World with Steve Savino.
Don't forget to submit questions and comments. Some will be used on future Q&A episodes. You can reach Steve at sas22063@aol.com or at stevetoyhunter@yahoo.com, or visit Steve's Facebook page at www.facebook.com/steven.savino.1. And don't forget to visit Steve's eBay store at www.ebay.com/USR/123-KID. You can listen to and reach this show at our website, www.crazytoyworld.com, at our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/crazytoyworld, on YouTube at www.youtube.com/crazytoyworld. Follow the Crazy Toy World Twitter feed at www.twitter.com/crazytoyworld. Crazy Toy World is hosted by Steve Savino, produced by Carlos Perone, and is a production of Geek Fest Rants. Copyright 2014, all rights reserved.